when you don't have no control, and it's gonna slip and go in a whole nother direction. I would say, he says, why the f they always dating from a paper. And the last one says, public relations is a deep psychology.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So well, they just want to squeeze you. So that's the damn psychology. How much can they get away with? How bad can they do you before you
Yeah.
just chimp out? And you're like, don't chimp out. When you react, that's when they're like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? Like, why are you acting this way? Like, you've been incrementally violating me more and more. like,
Yeah.
like at some point, I gotta be like, bruh.
hmm It's like I say, bro. Like it's just the shit is not fair across the board. It's not fair for the everyday working person, man. And you have to, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's just one of them things, bro. Like where we talk about ownership all the time, but you know, what do you say to that person that have no idea, is uneducated, have no, don't even have the resources? They're just trying to fucking survive. Their credit is shot. They're living paycheck to paycheck, trying to provide for their family. How can you preach ownership to them? You know what I'm saying? When they're barely getting by. You, you know what I'm saying? Or they got a not so good criminal record, then people say, well, that was their choice. Okay, well, if I have a criminal record, a felony, and I served 5, 10 years in prison, I've did my debt to society. Why is this fucking label that basically defining who I am as a human being? That doesn't define me as a human being. Like I've changed my life around. I pay my debt to society. I'm trying to get a decent job. I have a skill, but you guys want to employ me because I have a felony because your insurance company will not insure a felon. Why? Why is that? So it's just it's a vicious cycle, bro. And you know, I commend the people that stick in it and fight, bro, to make a difference in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rough, man. A lot of people are losing. There's also a lot of people winning, but there's also a lot of people that are losing, bro. That don't know no other way. I
And
don't have another way because their resources are limited or next to none.
and and where's the justice, man? These people
Yeah.
work their whole life, literally their whole life. Oh, and they're away from their family and shit, and just barely got compensated for that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to provide a life for their family. You know, like where's the justice? What I'm saying is, okay. So the name of the show today is Law and Order. So law and order. So it's kind of like control, right? So the the strikes relate to this because these people are being Pinocchioed or you know puppeted around and for the benefit of these corporations. You know what I'm saying? Um, Stock buybacks. He talked about that in the video. I didn't make it that far. I might go back to it, but they were going to start talking about stock buybacks, and because what the company started doing is they started not spending money on anything, and as little as cutting as much as possible, and then whatever money they made, they used that to buy their stocks back again, and then boom, that's what they've been doing, and it's keeps squeezing, 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 squeezing.
hmm Yeah, bro. you know, that's crazy, man. First of all, I guess I can believe what Union Pacific is doing. I guess for me, it's kind of dumbfounding or like it's appalling because I thought Warren Buffett was like the head guy over UP.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
and I just don't see him in that light. And I guess that's me being naive.
Yeah,
You
man, you
know,
could. How could these people be so rich? And some of the stuff be out of their control. It's like little monsters that once you make a little monster, it's gonna go around and do what it do.
Yeah,
You no
yeah.
longer have
Well,
control of it.
yeah, and then we also have to remember too, like they put people in place to run their corporation, but at the end of the day, I mean, you still should know what's going down, what policies and things that are being changed within your company that's out, causing your employees to be
It's a
unhappy.
capitalist
And
society, so it's all about
yeah,
opportunity. It's all about profit. So how can we use this capital? How can we leverage this capital over everybody else and
yeah,
bull the market? And that's what they do, you know.
yeah,
And whoever can't bull out bull the other one lose, and it ends
yeah,
up being only one.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, bro, and I know, most people may be like, I don't give a fuck, you like, who cares about them? They have enough money anyway. But they do this shit to athletes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like football players and basketball players and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll do that type of shit to them.
High
Like
paid
they'll pinch,
slave.
like yeah, they'll pinch them out. Like they'll like I can't tell you like, and I'm not just talking about Tom Brady, but there's been a couple of other black quarterbacks that literally had to take pay cuts to get this certain running back or this certain wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? And I can't tell you how many times Brady has taken pay cuts over the years playing for the Patriots. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just
don't
to be able to
sympathize with
get a
I don't sympathize with that for shit because them niggas is rich as fuck. Them like the
well,
highest paid. They finna
but see,
give this nigga 1 billion. What's that nigga?
but see,
For the
here's the
Chiefs.
thing. Here's the thing.
Uh,
I get that on that level. We as everyday working people that's feeling the pinch. You know what I'm saying? We say fuck that. They got millions of dollars, but you also have to look at it. And I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate. You also got to look at it and say, okay, that's fucked up because they're doing it on both sides. Yeah, they're being paid well over whatever you may feel that they're worth to be paid as an individual. But at the end of the day, it's the same fucking thing. Why is it that why is it that I have to take a pay cut, or you guys come and tell me that you're no longer gonna invest or match my 401k at 5%? You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are trying to save money for the company because you're trying to buy your investors out. Like, how is that a win for me? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm losing money. So you telling me you're no longer matching my money, so everything I put in is just sitting there. When they match you, that's a win there. There's a little bit of an opportunity there, like to see your money grow a lot faster than what it would on a weekly basis or monthly basis or however. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of to me, I mean, I get it, and I knew you were gonna say that, and majority of the people that are everyday working class people will say the same thing when it comes down to an athlete that's making $5 or $10 million a year. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same fucking unjust treatment in a corporation because if NFL is a corporation, that team that
yeah.
he's playing for is an
Damn
individual
plantation.
corporation, of the NFL association or the NBA association. So this player is basically an employee, that's under a contract. So because LeBron James may say he won't, I don't know, Steph Curry to come play on the Lakers because he feel like that'll give them the opportune chance to win the next 4 championships. Well, the owners of the Lakers may say, okay, well, we can do that, but we need to cut your side. Like instead of giving you this $100 million contract, we need to revisit. We gonna give you 60. We're gonna take 40 million off top, give you 60, and get that other 40 to Curry. Like, bro,
Shit, I don't, I still don't sympathize.
no,
uh,
I mean it's a lot of money, and that's why I say most people, most everyday people like us, we're gonna think that way because we're looking at, well, fuck, nigga, you still getting 60 million, you still winning, but at the end of the day, it does not make it right. You feel
right.
me? Because
I
it's the
get you.
same bullshit that they're doing to us,
I agree.
enslaving us by working for low wages and getting taxed on every fucking thing. They're doing the same thing to them, but to us we like, oh, I don't give a fuck because this nigga making 10 million a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
And
we're only making 100 a year. You know, and out of that 100, I'm only seeing 75 to my house. You know, that's how we, you know, but it's the same fucking injustice, bro. Like
And
unfair treatment, the corporate greed. You know what I'm saying? Like
unfair. It's
enslaving motherfuckers.
the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. Freaking king, the king, you know, after the queen passed, it's King Charles III or whatever. They was talking about the inheritance and how much it is, you know, it changes over and all of this stuff. And it's like they don't pay no tax. They exempt from it, you know? That's crazy, right? They were talking
Yeah.
about that, and it's like because you're talking about the taxes, and that's another part of why how they're pressing on everyone. But you know, then you have certain people that's exempt, right? So you got these corporations that are exempt from paying most of their taxes. Really rich people don't pay no taxes, and the royalty don't pay no taxes.
Hmm.
The rest of
Hmm.
us just getting it up the
Yeah.
wazoo.
And the royalty, the royal family don't pay taxes, but everything they got, they fucking stole. Look at how they did Africa and Kenyans, and like how they did them back in the day, and how that chief, how he ended up getting killed because he refused to bow before a fucking white bitch queen.
She's
Like,
walking around. They was talking about the diamond that was in her crown that they literally stole from like Kenya.
yeah, yeah, they stole that shit, and Kenya is asking for that shit back. I don't know if you saw that news report
Yeah,
come out.
yeah, I
They're
saw
asking
that.
for that fucking crown back.
They want that diamond or whatever it is, the stone that's in it, because that's
Yeah,
ours. Can y'all? She died. She dead now. Can y'all just give us our shit back?
yeah,
Everybody know y'all took it. It's okay. Can you just give it back?
yeah. Like these motherfuckers, every news channel. Oh, in the awakening of the queen's death, we have more details. Like, man, I don't want to hear this bullshit on the news, man. Cut that shit. I don't give a fuck about that motherfucker.
There's a
Motherfuckers got
song.
killed.
There's a song. It says the king is dead. Long live the new king. Wait, yeah, long live the new king. And
Bro, the shit.
I always, you know, they say "Long live the king," and it's always like I didn't get it before, but now like the sarcasm, it's like "Long live the king." That may not mean "Long live the king" necessarily, you know, that because the king be getting his head chopped off, you know.
Hmm.
Testified before Congress Tuesday and warned of major security flaws on the social media platforms. Peter Mudge Zadko told lawmakers that China and India had agents working inside Twitter and that the company's security protocols were inadequate.
What I discovered when I joined Twitter was that this enormously influential company was over a decade behind industry security standards.
Like I'm calling bullshit. And reading between the lines, it's like more security. So like that means they don't have as much control over it, right? Is that what they're saying? Like I guess there's some unsafe things on Twitter or whatever, but it sounds like what they're saying, we don't have as much control over Twitter as we do these other ones. So like, you know, that's not cool. We need to get them up to the industry standard.
The company's cybersecurity failures make it vulnerable to exploitation, causing real harm to real people. And when
Exploitation by who?
an influential media platform can be compromised by teenagers, thieves, and spies, and the company repeatedly creates security problems on their own, this is a big deal for all of us.
The right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is on trial again, this time in Connecticut, for claiming the 2012 Sandy Hook mass shooting was a hoax. Last month, a jury in Texas ordered Jones to pay nearly $50 million to a Sandy Hook family. Now a jury is hearing a case brought by 13 family members of victims and an FBI agent who accused Jones of defamation. And former independent counsel Ken Starr has died at the age of 76. In the 90s, the right-wing judge headed an investigation of President Bill Clinton that led to Clinton's impeachment in 1998. Starr later served as president of Baylor University. He resigned in 2016 over the university's cover-up of rape and sexual assault by football players. He also served on the defense team for sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and for Blackwater mercenaries accused of killing civilians in Iraq. In 2020, Ken Starr joined Donald Trump's defense team during Trump's first impeachment trial. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!
R.I.P. Let's read some comments. It says, first comment, solidarity with railroad workers throughout the whole logistics sector. No scabbing against the railroad workers. Workers of the world unite. Yeah, man, I think that that's going to be a big deal. I really do. If they actually comes through, it's Friday when it's supposed to happen. So we're going to see. But, man, it'd probably help the truckers. But it's going to be stuff that they're not going to be able to move fast enough. That means it's just going to be shortages of everything. So that's just like added on top with the prices of everything. And then that'll be an excuse to raise prices on some stuff. Probably a lot of stuff. Let me read some more comments. It says, congratulations, William Ruto. The world needs more leaders willing to discuss climate change. Sounds like a bot. Let me read another comment. It says, buying stock while writing laws that affect stocks. Corruption seems to have become the standard for American politics. Yep. It says, no member of Congress, their family members, their staff, or their family members should be able to trade stocks. They are privately to insider information and should be charged like any other regular person who abuses insider information, no matter their party affiliation. They're doing it right in front of y'all's face, flipping that cash. Another comment, it says, as a UK-US dual national, I support striking railway workers in both the UK and the USA. They're really screwing over these people. I'm going to go to that. I got a video on that. It says, another comment, it says, the horrible treatment of railroad workers appeared to be an effort by railroad managements to force a strike so they can enact some nefarious damage to the union. No telling what the hell they're up to. And I was thinking about that. They want to just tighten the grip a little bit more. Yeah. Just woke up. Another opportunity to tighten the grip.